Love and war go hand in hand. Love is something sought after by everybody in the world, whether from family, a significant other, your local fast food joint. We all seek connection, love, understanding. Yet, media has poisoned our perception of what true love is. From dumb orange peeling challenges to unrealistic couple Instagram reels, we need to do better. Fret not, for I have just a story for you. From a recent client of mine, I have a couple of notes to share. Have a seat as we talk about our feelings around love and learn about you and I are polar opposites. The animal. Come in, have a seat and open those ears. Today, I'm going over a curious case of love in society. The client, with their consent of course, have agreed to share their session notes for this presentation. Why? Well, you may have a similar client in the future. The client from You and I Are Polar Opposites, perhaps a school or organization perhaps, came in with some issues, primarily social anxiety. Let us begin. The first session commenced when Miyu, the client, came in distress. The client was clearly disheveled, overwhelmed, a young high school student. There is so much to worry about during that age, you know? Norms, connections, future plans. That is when your life slowly changes from dependent to independent. Upon inquiring about her mood, she sighed loudly and said, "I'm fine." The twitching eyes, balled up fist, and downcast demeanor said otherwise, but I can't tell her how she feels. Let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? I asked about her reasoning for seeking help. She first said it's to help with coming to terms with some feelings for a boy in her class. Feelings? What kind of feelings? Her cheeks turned red and a smirk came to her face. I assume pleasant feelings. She throws her hands into her lap and says,
"I'm fine. I guess I like him, but I feel like I'm bothering him."
Well, from back in my day, teasing was a tactic to show interest. Why, I have no idea. I don't understand how talking trash or bothering someone would equate to "I like you" in a possibly romantic way. These ways include, a slight push, throwing paper, slapping them across the face. Then we explored this bothering feeling a little further. She said that she pestered him about anything and everything, just to talk to him. Small talk. Did he not like talking, I asked. She nodded. She said Tani, the boy in question, she described him as reserved. He spoke but with intention, treated everyone the same, and cared less about what others thought of him. Stand-up type of individual. She immediately tensed up though. Is that a quality you admire about him? She nodded.
I wish I could do it. I wish.
Now, as you talk with your clients, they tend to bring up their worries eventually. No matter how big or small something may seem, it always will seem big to them. So you want to care less about what people think of you.
I wish. I have friends, gatherings. I have an image to keep up.
An image. Now, let me tell you guys about an image. We typically use this term to describe something picturesque, something stable. A picture or image doesn't change. It remains in that perfect moment, the best moment. That's what the client wanted, to remain that perfect social butterfly. What do you receive from being active and social, I asked her. She shrugs.
My status, to be in the crowd.
Does being in this crowd make you happy? She shook her head. Understandable. Being in the crowd sometimes requires transformation. Doing what you wouldn't normally do, preventing growth and exploration. That rung true for the client. Her social status means everything, but it also costs her everything too. So then I asked, is this preventing you from engaging with Tani in a genuine way? She retorted,
In the know, we're too different. We're polar opposites.
Yeah. Is that what you desire then? One side is exhausting you, and the other has unseen potential. She sat, lost in thought, considering those words.
You may be right.
Okay. Let's do an exercise then. Nothing crazy, but try to do something different and see what can come from it. Say no to an outing or refuse to engage in childhood tomfoolery just once. But it is your life, so take it as slow as you see fit. That was the end of that session. The client made, I felt, progress. The lesson here is that society defines a lot for us, even love. We see unrealistic representations of love all the time. We then assume that's what love will look like for us. We have to stop looking at images and look at the life behind them. Images are static. Relationships are active. So let's take a break. Come back in 15. Welcome back. Thank you for not running away. Before we start, I have a quick announcement. If you love this format of presentation and anime, make sure to like, subscribe to our channel for more mental looks at anime characters, and anime trends. You're welcome. The following day, the client came in indifferent. Of course, I asked how the client was feeling and a bigger sigh followed. This seems to be a trend. Did something happen today? I asked. She paused and said,
A lot happened, even yesterday.
Okay, well, whatever you're willing to share, just lay it out for me.
Well, yesterday I gathered the courage to ask him to walk home.
Oh, okay. I gave a knowing nod. She continued.
We walked home and I was so nervous, but our hands touched briefly. It was so awkward then, but then he held my hand.
Oh my.
He was holding my incredibly sweaty hand. That was until someone showed up.
She covered her blushing face.
We continued and we went our own way. I laid in the entrance of my home just thinking and thinking so much I overslept.
Okay, that would explain her lateness today.
But then when I made it to class, one of my friends just asked me if we were dating. I was confused. How did he know? Why couldn't we just get the time to know each other, go on our first date, have an embarrassing photo op?
Felt like you got caught, huh?
Yeah, and I blurted out that nothing would happen between us and...
She looked dejected. I assumed Tani heard you then. She nodded.
I'm so stupid.
Ah. The social status comes up and guided her actions and words. So then I asked, what happened next?
Nothing. Tani didn't say anything, and neither did I. I just went about my day agonizing about what I said. I let those things ruin me. I'm horrible.
Here, we're faced with a sad occasion. The client has admitted to doing something harmful to another individual and regrets it. We, as counselors, are not moral compasses. Hear me out. We are a compass. We guide our clients to answers and goals through their own understanding. She recognized what she did. She hurt someone's feelings to preserve her own status. Now, what do you do then? Okay, Miyu, let's take a break. Let's brainstorm what to do next. She reluctantly nodded. You admitted that what you said was hurtful. What can you do then?
I'm not sure. I'm scared to talk to him.
Scared is understandable. Then let's do this. I shifted in my chair. Let's take a step back and think of one thing you could do to change the situation. Just like how those words hurt him, your words can also mend what is broken.
That makes sense.
So let's make a goal to say something positive the next time you see him, or when you feel comfortable. Things can get better if you try your hardest to rectify this relationship.
Okay, I can try that.
Good job. Well, just do the best you can, and I'll see you tomorrow. So the session ended. She went to gym with the same blank stare on her face. For every session, no matter how long you've been a counselor, there is a lesson. A lesson heard 1,000 times still has meaning given the circumstances. Words have power. Some words are birthed from fear, desire, hatred. Despite where they come from, they can do harm. And when those words have left your mouth, it's up to you to fix what they've destroyed. One last break so we can finish our session. Oh, you're back. I didn't scare you away. Fantastic. Let's finish this out and see how our client came out on the other side. The following day was the most interesting for the client. She entered in with the biggest smile on her face, like a huge weight was lifted off her shoulders. A jovial smile. How are you feeling today? I asked.
Much better. I managed to repair my relationship with Tani.
Do tell, if you would like to.
He saw how what happened was eating me up inside and told me to forget it even happened. I felt so stupid. I was the only one concerned about what people thought of us going out.
Her brow furrowed as she continued.
So I admitted to everything in front of my friends.
Okay, how did they respond?
They accepted it. They said they even knew that I liked him. They encouraged me to set things right. It was the push I needed.
That's amazing. So your fears were non-existent.
I was worried for nothing. I chased after him and told him I liked him. We admitted to being awkward, but we decided to go out.
I clapped. I was so proud of her and her progress. Now the rest ended rather unceremoniously. The point is, the sessions were not the reasons she made a change. We, as I said already, are the compass for our clients. She had the potential to change and pursue the relationship she yearned for. She just needed a little push, like we all do. She was so worried about what others would think that she felt that love was impossible, just because they were from two different worlds. Yet they got along so well, and saw something in the other they admired. So, love, in the cheesiest way possible, is in the eye of the beholder. You define what love means to you, whether it's loving your family, loving your hobbies, loving your partner, or loving your anime pillow. To some extent, love isn't unreachable. At the end of the day, love is simple. We make it difficult. To break the veil real quick, please give this anime a read and a watch. Despite being a romance anime, it seems to have the makings of good animation and good potential. Give you and I, our polar opposites, a watch and a read.